Further debate, the member for Ottawa South.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and it's a pleasure to rise today and speak to this, the extension of the state of emergency. I want to start by saying it is Nursing Week here in Ontario, and today's International Nursing Day. So I want to thank all the nurses, in particular one nurse, my mom. Hopefully she's watching. She's retired now. We owe a lot to nurses. I owe a lot to a nurse, so yes. Hopefully she's watching. And my mom is the smartest, most caring, strongest, toughest person I know. And I know a lot of nurses like that. It's not an easy job, as it is with all frontline workers. But again, to all nurses, thank you so much for everything that you do, not just now, but all the way through our lives. So it's, you know, I listened to the speech from the member from Lanark, Frontenac, Kingston. And I really do appreciate his speech because I know he cares very deeply about his constituents. And I've seen him, since I've been here, work very hard for his constituents. It was a great speech. I do disagree with that we shouldn't be extending this state of emergency. But the principles that he talked about are important. We have to put some boundaries around these kind of measures. It's really important. And you know, if we're debating that here today, that's highlighted that. It's also highlighted the fact we have to find a way to get out of this. You know, we declared an emergency for two reasons, is that we needed to act quickly, right? And we needed to take strong measures. That's going to diminish. And we've been working here on a basis of trust. That's what it requires. The state of emergency requires a basis of trust amongst all of us. And I think that trust is there. From time to time, it wanes a bit. But I want to thank the government House Leader and actually all colleagues in House Leaders for the way that we've worked together. There's been some bumps in the road. I would characterize it as a very collaborative working relationship. It's not that I'm happy with everything that's happened. So people shouldn't mistake it as, you know, it's a blanket, it's all good. I think we were on our toes for acute care. We were ready, more ready than we thought. But we were like on our heels, flat-footed in long-term care. And it's important that we're coming back and having question period. You know, somebody said today, well, really, are you wasting the government's time? You're not really, it's like, no. It's time to ask questions about not what's in the rearview mirror, but what are we going to do? Because we know this is going to be here. So, we're going to have question period, and to the member from Lanark, Frontenac, Kingston, I think that's going to start us on the path to climbing out of this. I encourage the government to continue to work with us the way that we have been, is collaboratively in the House, and I think they will. That's not a demand, that's just a continued encouragement. So it's a really strange situation we find ourselves in. We're all kind of separated here. We're separated from each other in our work days. It takes longer to get everything done, right? You're on the phone, you're on a Zoom meeting, it's like Hollywood Squares, you know, in eternity. And it's really hard to adjust to, especially for many of us who are so used to human contact. Even when we're in here, it's so hard not to come close to somebody in our communities. And I know that's putting a lot of pressure on us, putting a lot of pressure on people in communities. But we have to find a way to come through that and work here and protect all of ourselves, but especially the people who make this legislature run. If they weren't here, it wouldn't happen. They're taking the biggest risks. They're working the hardest to make this place run. So I just think it's really important that right now, for today and for next week and the week after that and the week after that, that we say thank you to them. And we really, really do appreciate all the things that you do for us. And some other unsung heroes, legislative drafters, right? Legislative council. They've been busy. They're going to be busy as we come along. They've had to do things very quickly, worked hard, been away from family. So I'm going down the slippery slope of thanking everyone. And I'm going to miss somebody. But you know, there's a whole bunch of people out there in communities going to work every day, just getting us gas, making sure we can get some shampoo. Sorry, I thought I'd get a laugh out of that one. But anyhow, I was trying. Keep trying.
Haircut.
Yeah, well, haircuts not yet, folks. But you know, they're in the grocery store. They're everywhere. And now we notice them. But let's not stop noticing them as we get busier, right? Because they're the people that the member from Lanark, Frontenac, Kingston's talking about, right? And then there's people that we don't see. So we're going to support the motion today and the continuation of the state of emergency. Look forward to continued debate and question period. And I'd like to say I like question period today. There was no heckling. It was, it felt different. It felt good. The questions were great. I hope it continues forever. Now, if that's not Pollyanna, I don't know what is. I thank you very much, Speaker.
Yeah.